Ohai. Lilongwe, the capital of Malawi and the administrative center of the Central Province of Malawi. The name of the city from the hydronym of the same name, the river of Lilongwe on which he is located. The city is located in the central part of Malawi, near border with Zambia and Mozambique, at the height of 1110 meters above sea level on the river of Lilongwe. Lilongwe was concentrated around two centers, the Old City, the historic district with the prevailing housing estate and trade enterprises and public catering of local value, and the Capital Hill, English Capitol Hill, located in 5 km from the historic center and including a complex of government buildings except for the Supreme Court, which is located in Blantyre, and diplomatic missions. In a new part of Lilongwe, the modern housing estate, hotels and representative offices of the international and national companies are placed there. The climate is equatorial and monsoonal. Average air temperature in the hottest month, November, is +25 C, July, +15 C. The heat above +30 C is observed extremely seldom. Occasionally there are in June-August frosts. An average amount of precipitation, about 1200 mm. In the territory of the city, deciduous evergreen forests prevail. 370 acres of the square of the city are occupied by the nature reserve, where it is possible to see a set of various species of tropical birds, several species of mammals, such as lions, leopards and hyenas, and also the river Lilongwe proceeding through the park and abounding with crocodiles. Through Lilongwe there passes the main highway of Malawi M, conducting with the north on the south of the country, and the roads connecting the west and the east of Malawi. The railroad connects the city to Zambia and Mozambique. Near Lilongwe the international airport is located. The provision Lilongwe's geographical center of the country is underlined with its equal remoteness from the large centers of the population in the north and the south. Mzuzu and Blantyre, 330, 360 km. And in the west and the east, McKinsey and Salim, on 100 km. Lilongwe, the relatively young city. Before the beginning of the 20th century, the small settlement known as Bvalia was in the place of modern Lilongwe. In 1902 the local leader of Anachev initiated construction in this place of Boma, the strengthened point which received the name in honor of the river of Lilongwe flowing nearby. In 1904 Lilongwe received the status of the residence of the regional colonial authorities. At the settlement the branch of Corporation of the African Lakes was open, and then the first Asian dealers began to arrive in Lilongwe. The Lilongwe value increased in 1909 when through it the railroad connecting Fort Manning of N to the west from M to Fort Jimsonham in northeast Rhodesia ran. In 4 years railway communication connected Lilongwe also to Dadza. By 1910 in Lilongwe the post office already worked, the shop of Corporation of the African Lakes and a mission of White Fathers functioned. After World War I, the tobacco which is grown up near Lilongwe interested the Imperial Tobacco Company, which opened there the plant in 1930. In the region one by one there were plantations and factories of other tobacco firms, and the Tobacco Exchange of Lilongwe became the venue of the largest auction in the country. In 1964 Hastings Banda unveiled the development plan for the region, including construction of the road on the coast of the Lake Nyasa, establishment of the Malawi University and further transfer of the capital of the country from Zambia to Lilongwe. The British authorities refused to finance transfer of the capital, and the necessary means were received in the form of a loan from the Republic of South Africa. Lilongwe officially received the status of the capital in 1975. In 1970, the 1,988 years were constructed industrial regions in the north of the city and branch lines connected Lilongwe with Salima in the east and Zambian border in the west. In 1983 there began work the International Airport of Lilongwe, the construction of the new government complex in the beginning serving as the place of work of the National Assembly, and at Eugenia Machirika which became the residence of the President of the country is in the early 90s completed. According to the Historical Malawi Dictionary, from 1977 for 2009 the population of Lilongwe grew from 99 to 900,000 people. According to a population census of 2008, 669.5 thousand people, and to the next census which took place in 2018 lived in the city, the population of Lilongwe reached 989.3 thousand inhabitants. By 2018 average annual increase in population of Lilongwe was 3.8%, and since 1998 the number of residents doubled. At the area of 403 km. Population density in 2018 made 2455 people on km. However, population density of Lilongwe was extremely non-uniform. According to the report of the Program of the Union on Settlements for 2011, 76% of inhabitants of Lilongwe lived in unauthorized settlements for 12% of the square of the city. Most of the population concerns Africans of local origin, generally from nationality Siva. More than 40% of the total number of inhabitants. Penguin, Alonva, and also Europeans and Asians live in the capital. Over a quarter of the population of the city, children and teenagers aged up to 14 years inclusive, inhabitants at the age of 65 years is also more senior make less than 1.5% of the total number of the population. Residents of Malawi talk in numerous breeding languages, however official languages of public services are English and Anyans. Chichev. The prevailing religion in Lilongwe Christianity. About 80% of inhabitants. The main denominations, Catholicism, Anglican Church of the Central Africa and Presbyterianism. About 13% of the population of the city practice Islam. According to the Union, about 25% of the population live below the poverty line, unemployment rate is 16%. According to a population census of 2018, from 422,000 residents of Lilongwe at the age of 64 years making economically active part of the population of the capital 90,000 people are 21%. On average in Malawi unemployment rate was 28%, in the cities minus 31%. Or jobless. 13% of the population of the capital at the age of 5 years are also more senior illiterately that it is more than in Mazuzu. 9%. Zomba and Blantyre. 10%. But is much lower than on average in the country. 31%. At the same time Lilongwe represents important scientific and educational and the Malawi Cultural Center. In the city medical, agricultural and technical colleges, the Agricultural Research Station. It is founded in 1948. The Central Veterinary Laboratory. 1974. National Library Service with library stock more than affect 700,000 volumes. Important sites are the reserve dividing the old and new city, and the Kumboli Cultural Center where there take place representations of ethnic music and dance. A tourist attraction of the old city is the market in which it is possible to buy the most various goods. The fabrics painted manually, voodoo amulets, wooden masks and jewelry. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.